No, you're a powerful guy, and you don't really trust yourself with your power. That's what I see.
Way.
That's what I see.
Yeah, for sure. I can't. There's some crazy things that happen here, and yeah, I don't know if the personality happens to have some mental illness factors to it or not. I don't know. I noticed that some really wild shit happens, so I have a difficult time trusting what happens here. Not the experiencing. It seems to be very obvious, but that seems to be, yeah, I do, and how to share it, and how to talk about it, and how to do it, and how to be it. I go out on the street and it feels like that's comfortable, but some really weird shit happens here. I don't, I get very
I'm safe.
Yeah, sometimes I am. I mean, it's just how it happens to be.
Well, you can trust that you're appropriate.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how far you go into your mind or into sort of the corners of it. But certain things start to fall apart, and so I don't know how to describe it. There's a desire to, oh, this is fun. This is really beautiful to be this true. There's some, you could say, dark stuff that happens here. And it doesn't play it out, but it's very palpable. It's very noticeable. Like, it doesn't really care. Like, there's not really a morality in the universe. And sometimes that's really noticed. And it's like, cool, well, nothing, like, play with that. It's like, that feels like a danger to really see that since there's no people here, there's nobody that can be hurt. Because that's also true. I mean, it happens to be the case. It's just, it's the negative side of seemingly whatever insight happens to be. And I feel it's sweet to share it because it's very true.
I just wanted to say right away, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, no, it's honest. I mean, I'm not trying to, sometimes it's love and sometimes it's like, there's a sense of destruction. And I'm okay with it as long as I am able to stay in that place of not trusting either side. The skepticism ends up being the Band-Aid or
not trusting either side, but
yeah.
I mean, like, they're not separable. They're not separable.
Right.
They're not really separable at all. And so then we're trying to separate them always, That's the whole world experience, is to separate those things. But that's what those things that are actually interpretations, so they're thought-based, and they always have their total and full-on opposite is there, and it grabs the body just as hard as anything.
Mm-hmm. It's very different, and that's a good description of it. But it's very different to walk down the street and have an impulse that is horrible. It's very different. I mean, you're right in the description of it, yes. But to actually be inside the feeling of nobody matters, it doesn't matter what I do to them, that's very scary. And I'm fascinated by who is it scary for. I continue to kind of play in that. What is that? Who's afraid? The other day, there was this sort of meltdown mentally. And this is awesome. I love sharing the truth. There's this meltdown mentally, and the bottom kind of dropped out of the ability to take care of the person. There I was laying on the floor, and there was just these voices and crossing, and everybody was, I don't know how to describe it, but there's all this chatter. But it was an argument, and it was very real. And all of a sudden I was like, I'm not gonna be able to go to work. I mean, the whole sense that, that as we say, it's all the moment. Like, that you're gonna be able to go get your lunch and, like have dinner tonight and see your friends and talk. And whatever that knowing is, that dropped out. And it was like, it was this sense of going crazy. And it was terrifying. It wasn't beautiful in any way. And I know that there's a moment where Mooji says, and I'm so curious if this is what he refers to, where he says, just go crazy. You'll be okay. It doesn't feel like anybody will be okay. It's terrifying. And not in the way where it's interesting, because there's been like, everybody's died. There's not really people. That experience seems to have happened here. Like, I was crying and crying and crying because the whole world died. And so now it's like, cool. Like, it plays with it, but it doesn't believe in it. But before it was like the belief that, wow, there really are people here. That sort of happened. But this felt very different. So I don't know. I know this is why I try to stay skeptical.
Right. It's kind of a safety. I got it. Let me say a couple of things and just see what happens. See how they resonate. I'll just kind of go slow and kind of like, I don't know why I'm doing this, or where I get off doing it, but I'm just doing it. So there
Oh,
you
please
go.
feel free. Feel free. I trust you. I mean, not really, but I don't trust me either. So I guess in that way, I trust.
It's like even these are putting words in your mouth, and you don't have to take them or keep them or you realize that they're my words, not yours, but
I got my side.
They just still feel, and so, but even though, I know great joy, even though I know great love, even though I know and have experienced intimately the beauty of each and every individual. And a great part of my life is manifested from that knowing. And even though sometimes there's another side of the coin, and I'm afraid, but sometimes I think that I can also know great hate, great indifference, and great danger, and still be indifferent to that. And it strikes fear into my heart, even though it strikes great fear into my heart. I have no clue what to do with it. I have no clue if it's mine. I have no clue what the universe has in store for me or has in mind for me, if there is a universe or if there is a mind of a universe. Even though I see myself and my personality dancing around this polarity, this conundrum, it disturbs my trust, even though it disturbs the trust in myself and my centeredness. Such great opening I have. I acknowledge that. I don't know how to handle it. I acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
And all I can say, the only thing that makes any sense to me whatsoever, is I totally and completely accept myself, my manifestation, my actions, the way I am on this world, without one reservation, reserving thought. I just accept it all as a huge, enormous gift.
How did it feel to say that? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Just I'm willing to reconfront my acceptance, just reconfront, go back to it again and again, whatever it takes. Just to accept the unknowing of what life is, how life comes to me. I'm not trying to really make you accept anything, you know, or even.
Oh no, you can't. You can't. I'm just listening.
No, I'm just saying, what is it? How does that strike when it strikes you?